This is a lovely restaurant.
You know you're paying for yourself though, right? Like, I can't pay for you.
Oh, no, of course not. That's fine. I always pay for myself.
Great. Also, can I trouble you for a lift home after?
No, that's absolutely fine. Of course, I can give you a lift home.
Great, and you know, it wastes a hell of a lot less petrol if we both go back to yours.
Let's just see how dinner goes.
Kenny Kellerman, is that you? Reece.
You two know each other?
Yeah, Kenny and I go way back. Why don't we join you?
Join us?
Kenny wants us to, don't you?
Sure, yeah.
Pull up 2 chairs.
2?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Chrissy.
Hi. Hello?
Oh, what luck running into you two here.
Yeah, fancy that.
Oh, table bread. Perfect.
Are you a food vlogger, Chrissy?
Well, that's the dumbed down version of what I do. Take photos of the food, and if the restaurant doesn't agree to give me the food in exchange for a good review, I leave them a bad review and send the food back.
You just send meals back to the kitchen if they don't agree to give it to you for free?
That's right.
That's a scam though. I mean, I could never send back perfectly good food if there was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I can tell you've never sent a single meal back in your entire life. Oh my god! How did that even happen? This outfit is ruined, right? I'm going. Okay.
Aren't you going to go after her?
Nah, I meant to swipe left on her, but accidentally swiped right when my phone was upside down. She says she doesn't date poor people.
Right, I am going to the ladies' restroom, okay? And when I get back, I'm hoping there's only going to be one of you left so that I can continue my date.
One of us will definitely be gone by the time you get back. And it's going to be you. Look, Reece, what happened with your sister was a long time ago. Save it. I know you're up to your old tricks again, still eyeballing teenage girls. I only smiled at that apprentice. I didn't say who it was.
I'm going to go.
Great.
Right, Kenny. Why has my date gone?
You didn't like the joke I made about his shirt?
I do not understand what is wrong with you.
Really? You seem to have it all pre-figured out when you yelled at me on the phone.
Is that what this was about? You're getting back at me because I cancelled our date?
No, but thank you for that, by the way.
Oh, do you know, I don't know what I ever saw in you, okay? It is not everyone around you that is the problem, okay? It's not Autumn, it's not Mia, it's not Kenny, it's not your dad, okay? It is you. You are the one and only problem here.
Noted.
Here, let me get this all cleaned up for you. That looked pretty intense. Who won?
I won the battle, but I think I definitely just lost the war.
And then when I asked him why...
Marjorie!
Sorry, 1 minute, Carly. He said Kenny left because he made a crack about his shirt. And can you believe that? He chased off my date. What is that about?
Sounds like he was jealous.
He wasn't jealous. I mean, he probably was, but like, that's not why he chased off Kenny.
Carly, how do you know?
Because I know the real reason he chased off Kenny is because he's a creep.
A creep? What are you talking about?
Okay, so right after he asked you out on a date, he practically hit on me out in the hallway.
He what?
Yeah, so I told Reece, and then Reece said that he's always been like it. Apparently he did it to Autumn when she was in school too.
Kenny's never done anything to me. I've never even spoken to him.
Well, maybe not something you know about, but he did enough for Reece to beat him up.
Wait, Reece beat Kenny up? Oh my
Kenny.
god, what is going on?
Well, technically, Reece pushed him down some stairs repeatedly, which, FYI, is how he's got his nickname, the Piranha.
Right, sorry, my head is absolutely spinning. When did Reece push Kenny down the stairs?
I don't know. It had to have been a while ago, though, when Autumn was really young, because he said Kenny was sniffing round teenage girls, aka Autumn.
It was prom night. Prom? It was the talk of the town. Kenny was attacked the night of prom, but nobody knew who did it. So Reece attacked Kenny the same night you were expecting to go on a date with his younger brother.
Huh?
Kenny has a younger brother called Kyle. I thought I was going to prom with him, but when I opened the front door, it was Reece stood there with dead flowers. It was a prank.
Dead flowers? flowers? What, like the same dead flowers he sent to you the day that he asked Marjorie out on a date?
How do you know about that?
I was eavesdropping.
Right, we need to make this office soundproof. I still don't understand why he beat Kenny up.
What if it was never Kyle that was going to be taking you to your prom? What if it was actually Kenny?
But that would have put Kenny in his early 20s at that point. I mean, you're August born, so you would have only been 15 at your prom. That's gross.
Exactly, Kenny's a creep.
Hold on, you said the note was left in your locker. How had he even got access to it? Kenny was doing the same job then as he does now. He delivered supplies. He did it to our high school too.
If he had access to the school, then he could have well put that note in your locker. Like, did the note say from Kyle?
It's a K, Kellerman.
Then it could have been Kenny that put that note in your locker, and then Reece obviously found out about it, and that's why he beat Kenny up.
Oh, and what about the flowers, okay? You said when you opened the door, Reece was stood there holding dead flowers. What's with the flowers?
Oh, flowers are really throwing me.
I'm still trying to process that Reece beat Kenny up. I mean, no wonder he looked so scared on the date last night. He could have gone to prison. I'm surprised he didn't. Kenny always maintained that he had no idea who did it. Based on how he looked at Reece last night, I'd say he definitely knew it was him throwing him down those stairs, so I'm surprised he didn't report him.
But he probably couldn't go to the police, could he?
Why not?
Because then he'd have to tell police why Reece was chucking him down the stairs and admit that he was there to pick up a 15-year-old.
That is a very good point. In fact, he got extremely lucky then, because all it would have taken was for one person to see and... What? You said you didn't know what it was that Mia had over Reece to make him keep taking her back all these years. What if that is it? What if she knew about what he did that night? Like Carly said, Kenny couldn't go to the police. It implicate himself in that. But if Mia knew, she could hold it over him and make him keep coming back to her all these years.
Wait, who's Mia?
Mia is Reece's ex-girlfriend, who you said he absolutely despises, yet time after time always has to take her back, and I bet it's because she uses that night against him. That would make sense. He really cannot stand her. And you said that Reece stopped being nice to you right after prom. When I was at that meeting, Reece admitted to me that Mia has always been jealous of how close you two are. Jealous of me and my brother. Yeah, you yourself said that you two were like best friends until he stopped being nice to you one day. I bet it was because she told him to. Otherwise, she was going to go to the police about what he did. He said she's insanely jealous.
Wait. So, not only has she been blackmailing him to be nasty to Autumn, she's been blackmailing him to be in a relationship with her.
It's the only reason I can see him taking her back time after time. I mean, I was in a room with the two of them. He hates her.
That is gross.
That sounds like Mia. He still doesn't explain the dead flowers and why I kept sending them to you for years.
Wait, you've been receiving the dead flowers for years?
Yes, they were somewhat of a trigger of that night and he liked to remind me of it. But he stopped sending them as soon as I moved out of our family home.
When you lived at home together?
Yes, he moved out straight after I did.
And was there like a pattern to the dead flowers, or did you just like get them whenever?
I'd get them... to think of it. Flowers would always arrive shortly after Mia and my brother had broken up for the umpteenth time.
Right, hang on. I need to go to my mind palace. Hang on. Okay, right, this is only a theory, but it makes sense with the timing. You said Mia's blackmailing Reece into being with her and using what happened that night against him, right?
Yes.
And the dead flowers first arrived on that night, so they're almost like a trigger, essentially, because you said he sends the flowers all the time as like a reminder of that night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if it wasn't Reece sending the flowers? What if it was Mia sending the flowers right after Reece had dumped her for the umpteenth time as a reminder that if she wanted to, she could go to the police about what happened that night, thus making him have to take her back?
Potentially, but that does not explain why they were here on the first day. No, it does! It makes perfect sense. When I was at that meeting, Reece said that he had just dumped Mia so that she wasn't around when he came back to work here so he could patch things up with you without her around. Patch things up with me? Yes, he said the only reason he convinced his dad to let him have the job here was so he could be closer to you to work things out. I bet she sent those flowers on the first day as a reminder that if she wanted to, she could go back to the police if he didn't take her back again.
And that's why she sent the second bouquet of flowers that day that they arrived when he asked you on a date, was because he hadn't taken her back yet.
That makes sense, except why is he not doing it this time? Why is he not taking her back? What?
because he wanted to be with somebody else.
And was obviously willing to take quite a big risk for her as well. Oh my God. If you'll excuse me, I need to go and have a chat with my big brother.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how sturdy Mia's stairs are.
Okay, and how much to get the entire fence replaced? Yeah, can I call you back? Great. If you're going to keep kicking me in the shins, can you at least alternate the legs so the bruising's a bit more even?
Fine.
Okay, why?
Prom.
Awesome, that was 20 years ago. You're still mad at me about that?
Kenny.
Carly connected the dots.
She's a regular Sherlock Holmes.
I imagine you've got some questions.
That night when I opened the front door, why were you holding dead flowers?
They'd been left on the porch. I literally bent down to pick them up, and when you opened the door, you just assumed the whole thing was a prank by me.
So why didn't you just tell me it wasn't?
You were 15. It was a lot less traumatizing to believe your big brother had just played a prank rather than the horrifying truth. Plus, Mia said I couldn't tell you.
Yes, Carly figured that out too. How long has Mia been blackmailing you over this?
Did she? Well, you saw the flowers on my first day here. That long.
Why did you claim them as your own?
I had just walked in to introduce myself to Majorie to say hello to you, and I saw them there, and what was I going to say? Oh great, you received the flowers from my blackmailing ex-girlfriend.
I see.
You okay?
Not really. Finding out that I lost my big brother and best friend because of that scheming wench has got me...
It's rage, we can thank Dad for that. It's the only reason I let Mia get away with what she was doing for so long.
What do you mean?
I don't really care about her going to the police, but it would have meant that if I wasn't there, you'd be in the house with Dad alone. You know what he was like growing up.
Is that why you moved out right after me?
Yeah, I didn't need to be in the house anymore once she'd gone.
So why did you let Mia carry on doing what she was doing after I'd moved out if you knew I was safe?
Ugh, she'd been doing it for so long by that point. It was just a bad habit I'd gotten used to.
Well, that bad habit reared its ugly head the day you asked Majorie on a date. When she came back in, there were flowers in the office.
That's why Marjorie cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know that all it takes is a bouquet of flowers for her to turn. What about you and me? Where do we go from here?
Well, I'd say you have a fair bit of making up to do for the past 20 years.
Fair. Where do you want me to start?
Well, I never actually got to go to my prom, so perhaps you can start there.
How does dinner and a show sound? I can even make sure both are dark gothic themed for you.
I'm free Saturday.
Saturday. I think she broke my leg.